Hello, 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 hello. Okay, I believe I am live. Welcome. This site is called Take What Rings True. So I'm going to talk about some spiritual stuff, and you can believe it or not. If you don't believe it, that's me. You're free to believe whatever you wish. So, uh, my name is Teresa Micheletti, and today I want to talk about noticing spirits. Now, I bet you notice spirits. Obviously, you notice us, we're incarnate. Um, Sometimes people notice ghosts, angels, aliens, heavenly spirits, dark entities, elementals. They're all spirits. So, a lot of times, we just consider spirits discarnate, the ones that are not incarnated. But we're all spirits, we're all part of our creator. So if I say something you don't believe, just let that drop away. So you may notice spirits by sensing them, hearing them, knowing that they're there, seeing the edge of them, like you're sitting in a quiet room and all of a sudden it's like an edge of something goes by. Seeing them full force, you see the angel, you see the ghost. You may have a feeling that something is there, not necessarily touch them, but a knowing. You may smell them. You may taste them. I've never tasted them that I remember, but the rest of them, yeah. Okay, so sensing. Sometimes, if you're just quiet, you can sense spirits around you. Sometimes you can hear something. Sometimes you wake up because something called your name or someone called your name. There's no one there. So it's a spirit that's calling your name and you just happen to hear it. Or there may be a knowing. There's some entity, some being around you, but you're by yourself. Or you're in a group and you feel that there's something there, a knowing that there's something there. Feeling. Sometimes it's just that feeling. If you're quiet enough and just stop a moment, you may just feel that there's an entity there, or you feel something's wrong, especially if it's a dark entity. You may feel the darkness. You may feel absence of light. I've talked about smelling. My grandmother comes to me with the scent of burnt toast because she used to burn food all the time. So I know it's grand because I can smell the burnt toast. But often spirit guides will come with a different scent. Some come with flower scent, some come with whatever kind of scent would help you realize that they're around. So they may come with gardenias, they may come with lavender, they may come with what's it called? Not sandstone. Anyway, different scents. It doesn't have to be flowers. Obviously, burnt toast is not flowers. Tasting. I know I have the uh, clair of being able to test, being able to taste. What is it called? Gustine Claire. I don't remember what it is. Anyway, you may taste something. Sometimes, actually, I've tasted like the taste of bacon and it wasn't there, and I haven't cooked bacon in a long time. Or I have a sensory, but it's usually some kind of food, or I can smell something that's not actually there. But those cases, I don't believe are spirits. I believe it's like a message. Anyway, if you do hypnosis, you often see or sense spirits, or you may feel them, or you know that they're there, especially if in past lives you may sense the spirits because you're stepping into that lifetime. But also, if you go to the other side, then you can sense or know that there are spirits around you. Often it's relatives or loved ones, but it doesn't have to be the ones from this lifetime. It may be someone from a different life. It may be your great grandmother that you never met. You could have complete darkness and you know that there's someone next to you. You know they're communicating with you. If you're on the other side, if you're visiting the other side, most all communication is telepathic. It's just like that mental thought was implanted into your head. You just know what they're saying. Like you think, I want to know, will I get this new career? Will I find this house? And you'll mentally just know the answer to that because they've implanted that thought. It's like that thought has reached you. So that's telepathic, and that's pretty key. But we also have telepathic abilities incarnate on Earth. And that's what we're coming to with this new dimension. Everyone's going to become more telepathic. We just need to pay attention. We're often given information mentally, but we just need to trust and believe that that's possible. We often discount things. Oh, that can't be true. Oh, that can't be true. That's not. We start analyzing everything. Every day, every single day, your spirit guides gives you infusion. And you have these thoughts. Either you've posed a question, you have a concern. If you've given your spirit guide permission to read your thoughts this lifetime, it helps immensely. Hey, Debbie. Um, because then they know what you're thinking. When you say, help me, they know not help you get a hot dog, but help you find the papers you're looking for, or help you know about the next step to take in something, whatever it is. Your spirit guide gives you infusion, mentally gives you information in your head. Our creator comes to you every single day. It's like a rainbow mist falls on you or surrounds you. Your angel, you have a personal angel who's always with you, and your spirit guide back away because it's private between you and the creator. And your creator gives you information, gives you encouragement, gives you healing, gives you whatever it is that they're going to share with you. And often when spirit guides or our creator give us information, I know that I think what happens to me is like, oh, that brilliant thought that I had, it's not my brilliant thought. It's my spirit guide or creator. But, we take credit for it. That's okay. So you get infusion, you get information from spirit guides and creators every single day. And a lot of times you can stop and think, why do I want to stop at that store? I haven't gone there for 3 years. And you stop at the store and you see someone that you wanted to see, or they needed to see you, they needed to connect with you. And that's infusion. Like, go to that store, you need to connect with that person. So if you have thoughts to do something that have nothing to do with your plan of action, nothing to do with what you need to do, often that is your spirit guide or creator that's telling you, go there. So we need to pay attention. And it's nice if we acknowledge that, thank you for giving me that information. Thank you for helping me. You can meditate. When you meditate, spirits come to you. Now, if you don't meditate, you can still have spirits come to you. But in meditation, I know I've had 3 former colleagues, ministers, come to me. I remember one time I was meditating, and John Ammon and Kathy, I forget her last name, and Corinne were all there. And they were in like not a uniform. I don't know. They were all dressed the same. It's like, I don't know if they come from some event or some gathering or what. But anyway, all 3 of them were there. And I questioned the person that I was with because another person was leading the meditation. And it's like, why are they here? But I think they were just there to observe because at that point in time, I was going to do something I didn't know in the meditation. Something was going to happen, and they were there to observe. Another time, I was working with an angel. What do you call her? A channeling a person who channels angels, and the angels would come talk to me. So the angels, before they even got started, when we're just like clearing the room, clearing each other, I sensed kachinas. I don't know if you've Kachinas are Indian, Native American. I think of them as little dolls, but they're like uh, incarnations of gods, according to those Native American religions. But I saw a bunch of white Kachinas and they were all chanting. And I'm going, what are the Kachinas doing here? It's like the person who was the channel didn't know, obviously. The angels explained that they were there for a purpose. And they were there for a purpose. They were going to escort someone that was going to come into this meditation, and they needed to go to another location. And the Kachinas were there to help. And I've seen a white Kachina in spirit when I was in Sedona. I went to Sedona. We were touring around. I don't remember. It was near a creek. I don't know. Must have been a tour of some kind. And I saw a life-size white Kachina in the creek. So I must have had a life with Native Americans, and white Kachinas must have been important in that lifetime. And I have not explored that, but that would be something to explore. So, and both of those times, it was, well, not the actual sea was actual seeing, but the chanting Kachinas and the colleagues that came that had passed away, that was just a knowing. Now, the Kachinas I could hear, but it wasn't like hearing. It's like knowing that they're chanting. And if someone is clairaudient, if you would let me know, do you actually hear the music or hear the sounds, or do you have a knowing of the sounds? That's something I'd be interested in. Anyway, okay. So trust yourself and your sensations and knowing. Only God is perfect. So stop analyzing and questioning. Let the information flow. Just go with the information. Trust your sensations. Trust the knowing. Sometimes you can see, sense, feel, know. If you channel, if you psychically channel, you can see or sense spirits. I've told you before about my Sunday school kid, Ryan, who was grown up. And he had died and was having trouble passing over. So we had a conference call, and his sister and his mom and a psychic were all on the line. And we talked him over to the other side because he was in the tunnel. And this is what often happens when people become ghosts. They don't realize that they're dead. They're concerned about something. Something is on their mind, and they can't go through the tunnel because they're so focused on what they're concerned about. And he was concerned about his kids, and he hadn't realized that he had died, and he was concerned about his kids. He wanted to take care of his kids. And so he knew he had gotten into the tunnel, and I think it was one of his relatives or friends was in the tunnel, but he was so concerned about his kids that he wasn't making it all the way through. Anyway, so we called on Francine, a spirit guide, and friend Sylvia Brown, because he couldn't even he couldn't see anything beyond the entrance to the tunnel, and so he didn't feel like he could go there because there was nothing he could see. So I said, go to the nearest temple, and he wasn't getting there. So we asked for entities, which is Sylvia Brown and her spirit guide Francine, to come and help him get over. So do that. You can call on spirits. You can call on your ancestors. You can call on guides. You can call on angels. Call on someone you know to help people, incarnate or not. So in this case, he was already a spirit, but he hadn't made it over to the other side yet. I also asked for Ryan to help me another time. It must have been a client or a friend said that somebody was having trouble passing to the other side. And so I called upon Ryan when he was on the other side and asked him to help escort this person to the other side, which he did. So I have an advantage because I can sense and see spirits if I focus and tune in. So I knew that he had helped this person pass over. A lot of the time, If you just be quiet, and as angels always say, breathe and allow, be quiet, breathe and allow, and you'll notice there are spirits around you. Your personal angel is like right next to you now, right next to you, always with you. And your spirit guide is either right next to you or watching you on this like iPad thing from the other side. And they can bilocate, they can be with you and also be at a party on the other side. So soon we will all be able to sense and see more easily because the veil between us and the other side is dropping. So you can always ask for entities, spirits to help you. So ask for angels to help you, but you need to be specific and you need to give them permission. So my usual mantra is, angels, please help that homeless person in all ways possible. Because then I've given them permission to help in whatever way is needed. So your personal angel is always with you. They can't change your chart. They can't make you a millionaire. They can't, unless you were already charted to be a millionaire. They can't make you, I don't know, instantly well. If it took you like 2.5 years to make yourself sick, it's not going to be instantly well. But you can ask them to help you and be specific. What do you want? Now, it can be pretty quick that you have a healing. I remember one time a colleague's daughter had some kind of tumor. And so we wrote universe letters and we prayed. And when the doctor saw her again, he couldn't find the tumor. Well, that was like within a month. So things can happen quickly. It's just happen overnight. So your personal angel's always with you. Ask for them to help you. They protect you. Also, when you astrally project or you're astrally traveling, your angel is making your body work. It's making sure you're breathing, making sure your circulatory system is working, making your body go while your spirit is not there. You also have a totem animal with you always, a spirit animal. Ask them to walk with you. Rahim, another one of Sylvia's spirit guides who would come into trance class and teach us, said, be your totem. Take on the qualities of your totem. My totem is a cheetah. So I asked to walk gracefully, quickly, like a cheetah. I don't do that enough. And have that grace. One person I know, a famous actress, I don't remember which one now, Sylvia was telling the story about her being her totem, which was a cobra. So she thought of herself as being the cobra. So the cobra is protecting her, keeping harm away from her. There's a famous story of a native from Alaska who was visiting New York City, and someone tried to steal, attack him and steal. And he's called on his polar bear totem, and the totem reared up, and that person was gone in a second. It's like if you're in the middle of New York City in this alley, and all of a sudden you see a big white polar bear in front of you rearing up, you're not likely to just hang out and see what's going to happen. So ask your totem to protect you. I asked for other totems also. I asked for, let me see, yesterday, I asked for a leopard and a panther to protect my car. I don't remember what was going on, but it's like I sensed that I needed to protect my car. So I called on them. When I leave on vacation or when I feel the need, I will ask for totems to be at every window and every door to protect my house. One of my friends went to New York and he drove this old car and he wanted it to be stolen. So he put it in places where people would probably steal it. However, he did not tell me that. So I had protected his car with totems. So nobody stole his car. Nobody did anything to his car. So there's also elementals that you can call upon. You can call on Lilith, who's the queen of the fairies, and she will help, especially children and animals. So you've lost your cat can't be found, call on Lilith. You're worried about a small child, call on Lilith, and she will help. And she can come right away because there's heaven and other dimensions up, but there's also dimensions who are lower vibrations down. Now, she's a good person, but her vibration is like a step lower than Earth vibration. And she's in charge of like all the fairies and all that under elemental world. So I call on dragons. I have a specific dragon that helps me, but also because I've been working with groups of people and people on missions for the ascension, the next dimension, I get extra protection. So a whole bunch of dragons started coming to me. So I have a whole bunch of dragons. But I also have seen giants and ogres, and I call on them to protect. If I'm working in a retreat and I'm protecting the group, I will call on giants to surround the building and to protect in all ways possible. I call on angels too, but I call on elementals. So think about which elementals do you feel most comfortable with and call on them. Maybe you like fairies or you like brownies or you like whatever it is. Call on them. And know that there are other kinds of entities that we interact with. I remember I was having trouble with my electrical system in my house. And I was in a channeling group, and the person who was leading it said, "Well, what is it that's stopping it?" And I saw a gremlin in my mind's eye. I saw a gremlin. And she said, "Well, take the gremlin out." It's like, "Well, how do I do that?" She said, "Open a portal and take them out." It's like, okay, I didn't know I could do that. I don't know if everybody can open portals. I know I can open portals. I've told you this before, if you were listening before. I was at Stonehenge and I was the grand poobah person. I can remember standing there, lifting my arms up and opening the portals between the stones. And the portals between the stones at Stonehenge are pathways that people use to go from Andromeda to Earth or Crab Nebula to Earth, whatever it is. So they were like spiritual and ethereal and whatever highways. Anyway, that's an aside. Okay, you might also sense that there are dark entities, and you can call on the elementals to block them, to take them out, to move them away from you, which is very helpful. I often call on dragons to like be a buffer between me and a dark entity. Aliens. I told you in another thing that I started noticing. I was being quiet in a big group, and then I started noticing aliens. That was at in Las Vegas. So sometimes, if you're in a group or just by yourself, if you are just quiet and tune in, just focus on what's around you, you can often sense that there are other entities who are spirits who are not incarnate on earth that you can sense around you. But you have to be quiet and tune in. So be quiet and tune in. You'll be surprised that you can sense angels, you can sense spirit guides, you can sense elementals, you can sense totems. Hey, Tony Lou, yay! You can sense your friends that have passed over to the other side. You can sense mentors. I've had Yeshua, Jesus, come into. If I'm doing healing on someone, remote energy healing is one of the things I do, and I can sense Yeshua coming in. I can sense other angels, healing angels that come in. But you have to be quiet and just notice. A lot of times they're there and we discount them. Oh, no, you start analyzing, oh, that can't be possible. No, no, that's not happening. But actually, it is happening. We just don't believe it. You have to trust and believe. And as angels will say, just breathe and allow. If you just breathe, take some time. You don't have to be a big meditator and learn transcendental meditation. No, if you're just quiet, breathe and allow, and just notice. What can you notice? You might notice your spirit guides giving you information. You might notice there's a protector around you. You might notice that your room or your house seems to be a little off. Well, maybe you need to clear it. Ask angels to clear it. Ask the Mother Goddess to clear it. Ask elementals to help protect and clear it. So if you feel that your house is a little bit off, like maybe there's darkness or it's just the energy is not as it should be, then ask for it to be cleared. Ask for the room to be filled with white light, the light of God. Ask for the house to be filled with white light. Put platinum columns in the corners of the room, the corners of the house, and then ask for the light to flow through the house and take away the negativity. I ask for the mantle of the Mother Goddess to drop, for her to drop her mantle, which is like those capes or whatever, drop her mantle through the house and collect the negativity as it goes through the house. So ask for help and be specific. Don't just say, help me. Then they go, help you what? You have to be specific. What do you want help with? And a lot of times, if you just say to angels, please help me in all ways possible. And I also need help specifically with clearing my room, with making me feel better. Please send light through me or do whatever is needed. Please help escort me to the healing lab on the other side while I take a nap. Whatever it is, be specific when you talk to the angels. Be specific when you talk to your spirit guide. What do you want help with? Call on your spirit animal, your totem. Take on the qualities of your spirit animal. And if you don't know what it is, that's fine. Just talk to your spirit animal anyway. And know you can call on other totems, just like I do with my doors and my windows and my car. Ask your totem to walk with you, to be with you, to protect you. I know one time I was in, I think it was Seattle, and I was by myself and I went down to the subway, whatever they call it there, and I did not feel safe. It wasn't that there was a person there, but it's just like a couple of people were coming. I didn't feel safe. I just called on my totem and said, I want protection. I want to be protected. So nothing happened, but I just wanted to feel better, feel safer. And so I called upon my totem animal, my spirit animal. So be your totem. Have your totem walk with you. Call on the elementals. Which elemental do you like the most? Do you feel most comfortable with? And call on Lilith if there's ever any issues, especially with animals and children, because she can get there very quickly. Now we're all children of God, so you can call on Lilith. Aliens. Sometimes aliens seem to be helpful, and sometimes, just like on Earth, if you think of all of us on Earth, not all of us are nice. Well, if you transfer that idea to Mars, not that there's anybody on Mars right now, but say some planet in Andromeda, there's going to be some not nice aliens and some nice aliens. Well, sometimes I sense aliens in spaceships, and some of them are nice and some of them are not nice. And I call on the aliens. I'll call on, I know I had a life in Crab Nebula, and I had a life in Andromeda, probably more than one in both. But anyway, I'll call on the people who have spaceships, who I know are the good guys, and ask them to take care of the ones that are not so wonderful, especially if they're trying to interfere. I don't know why I get some of that information, but if I get information that something needs to be protected, I'll call on whoever I can think of to protect. So, aliens, elementals, totems, angels. My default is always angels. I'll ask for a circle of angels facing in, a circle of angels facing out. Protect me in all ways possible, especially before I sleep, so I get some good dreams, not some yucky dreams. And if I'm protecting somebody in my family, I do the same thing. Circle of angels facing in, circle of angels facing out, help them in all ways possible, protect them. So remember, angels need permission to interfere. Actually, if it's not in your chart, then spirits need permission to interact with your chart. So if you're at an intersection and somebody's going to run the red light and you would get run into, and that's not part of your chart, then angels will protect you without you asking because it's not in your chart. That's not supposed to happen. I remember Sylvie's granddaughter, Angelia, who goes by Ia, and has music on YouTube and other places, but you can check out her music. Anyway, Ia, when she was a baby in the carriage, her mom was going to push her across the street, go across the intersection, and somebody was going to run the red light. And her mom felt somebody pushing the carriage back onto the sidewalk because somebody was going to run the red light and would have killed Angelia, or at least injured her completely. So if it's not in your chart, angels will protect you. And often that's like, well, how did that happen? When did that happen? That car should have gone through me. Nope, because it's not in your chart. So it's taken care of. Remember, soon everyone will start sensing and seeing spirit more easily because the veil between heaven and earth is dropping. So call on the spirits that will help you. Use them. Ask for them and be specific. And just be quiet, breathe and allow, and just take some time, maybe today or when you have some extra time, and just focus around you. What can you sense? Which spirits can you sense? And when you're quiet in a group, just notice, like you might close your eyes or not, and just focus, like what can you sense around you? Are there spirits coming to you? Sometimes I can see people's guides when I'm just sitting there. I'll just all of a sudden see their guide, see their guide, see their guide. So, what can you sense or see or feel or know? And you can have complete darkness and still get information. So, don't discount the thoughts that come to you. Information is always flowing to you. Allow yourself to gather the information. Now, remember, only the creator is going to have 100% correct information. And that's okay. Your intent is to help yourself and others. Your intent is to be helpful. So just go with the flow and see what comes to you. Sense what's around you. Feel what's around you. Allow yourself gather the information. Trust yourself and believe the information. Stop questioning. Oh, maybe that was an angel. Oh, no, that can't be. Don't do that. Just allow. Allow the information to come to you. Okay. Thank you for visiting with me today. Thank you for being with me today. Next week, I'm going to talk about becoming more psychic, and ways that you can become more psychic. Now, we're all psychic. The more spiritual you become, the more psychic you become. Francine, Sylvia's spirit guide, would say that a lot, and Sylvia would say it also. But if you are trying to use your psychic abilities in some way, then next week will be helpful. So, I am going to do a class on mirroring, which is looking in the mirror and asking your spirit guide to come, or asking Yeshua to come, or asking for your great grandmother to come, or asking for somebody you never met to come, your Uncle Joe, everybody talks about, but you never met him. You want to meet with him. So you ask for spirits to come to the mirror and you communicate with them. So if you want to do that, I'm going to put a discount and information in the comments for YouTube and for Facebook. And that's, I think it's September 8th. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you next week. Bye. All right. End stream.